Yep, that's okay. Just kind of get my laptop going here. Should be popping up here. You. Waiting. Why is this not working? See, somebody's there. There we go. Now it's going. What's going on today? Okay, there it's going. Uh, Interesting day for sure. Hey, G-Man, how you doing, brother? Thanks for coming over. How's your day going, man? You said it's kind of cold there today. Not really doing that. It was really cold here this morning. We actually broke a record low for here today. It was 25 this morning, and it was previous record was 28. Yeah, good and cold. Yes, sir. It's actually pretty decent out this afternoon. I think it's about 60. So we're supposed to upper 60s, mid 60s throughout the week. So not too bad. Could be a lot hotter, could be a lot colder. So I'm not complaining too much. I keep looking over here at my computer because I see the comments pop up here, but the print's a little bit bigger over there. So I go over there. Yeah, me too, G Man. G Man says tired of winter. Oh my. Uh, yeah, it just seems to be kind of hanging on. We actually had some hot days last week that were like 80, and the humidity was starting to come up. You can definitely tell. I ran my compressor. I hadn't topped off my tank for a while, and I noticed that I definitely had more moisture in it that day in my filters and stuff than I had previously. So, still seems to be though the final filter that I use seems to be was pretty well dry in there. So that's good. So yeah, I had an interesting day out there today, guys, with the Hades. That's really the first time I've had uh, done any real testing or anything with the Hades. And I just got them not too long ago. Haven't had some 177 ones, but not in the 22. So uh, that night just shoots them great. I mean, just really accurate. I was uh, tagged one out. It was 45 yards, and no problem hit it. So Eddie B, how you doing? Hey, hold on one second, guys. I'll be right back. Sorry about that. I'm back. I miss Eddie. Oh, well, thanks, Eddie. I appreciate that. I really, the lives are kind of a new thing to me anyway, so I appreciate you coming by, checking it out. But yeah, let's see. Oh, very cool. Middle of Georgia, huh? Eddie B's in Georgia. He said it's nice here today. It is nice here today, this afternoon, for sure. So, but yeah, those that crawl night, guys. I just, man, what a great gun. I just absolutely love that thing. So, if you know, you guys, I don't know if any other guys have any crawls, but I know Pyramid Air I watch. I look quite a bit, guys. So, Eddie, let's see. 44 this morning and 72 this afternoon. Yeah, we started at like 25, and I think we're about 60 here today. I'm in southeast Nebraska, so. But anyway, Pyramid Air right now they have a synthetic one for 379 and 22. Well, as of I think yesterday, and then they had a couple of wood ones like the one that I have in 177. So, yep, that Caden that's a crawl. That's what it is. See, I haven't had any of those in my hands, man. What they got to feel pretty good. I mean that night, and I have an NPO3 also, which is a little carbine, which is super accurate, great gun. So I can only imagine that Caden probably feels pretty nice, probably shoots pretty good. A good one, Eddie. But yeah, I was happy out there today. I got like 9 of them. Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea, G-Man. Let's see. Like them NSAs, huh? That's cool. Yeah, G-Man, probably is not a bad idea. So, as some of you guys know, I'm a refurb guy. I pick up refurbs, and if they're trash, I either try to get the parts from whoever I bought it from, or I send them back. So, and the crawl was considered a refurb at Pyramid Air the night, and so was the NPO3. I bought them both from Pyramid Air, but it was no issues, and I actually it was missing. It comes with a little plastic, uh, pick rail that mounts on the front for like a bipod or something like that, and that was missing. And I tried to get one out of them, but they were, well, it was a return, is what it turns out to be. And I put a metal pick rail on the front of it, so it's a little more stable. G-Man, I really just I fix things myself. I don't really send them off to get fixed. So like with the Hotson stuff, I I've had I've got 4 refurbs. 2 were fine out of the box, and 2 of them needed work. So I've got BT65 and AT44, a Hydra. Both BT65 and AT44 are 25s, and the Hydra is a 177. And then I bought a Torpedo 105X and 177. So the AT44 and the 105X were fine. The other 2 I had to get parts from Hotson, and they do. Uh, Hotson will send you the parts. You just got to give them. You got to get the parts diagrams and then order by part number. And sometimes it takes them a month to get them to you, but they do get you the parts. So they will send them to you. So if you're like me and you got other stuff laying around you can play with, it's not really a big deal. Let's see. Oh yeah, the Cadence. Yeah, Lou. I texted him earlier, and he said he was kind of busy today. They're out going riding and making some videos and stuff, and then dinner. So, uh, yeah, the Cadence. What are they? What are they about 6? They're between 6 and 7, I think, somewhere in there, something like that. I did notice that when you're comparing Crawl to the Benjamin Craftsman series, that Craftsman series is a little more expensive gun, but I tell you what, those guys, at least my experience with Crawl, the 2 guns that I have, I mean, they really know how to put one together. They're not. You can turn them way up and get more power out of them, but like, yeah, just over 600, Eddie, for that one. Yeah. So I actually turned up my NPO3, and I don't even remember what pellet I was using, but it was a little over 900 feet per second. But my shot count went way down, of course. And the way I have it tuned right now, it shoots polymags. It's a 177. It's shooting polymags at like 780, and I'm getting like 72 shots. It's not regulated, but from 200 bar down to 100 bar, I'm getting like 72 shots out of it, which is pretty awesome. So the Knight's the same way. I've never actually shot it. It's got a 500cc tank on it, and I don't really have it turned up. It's shooting the Hades 22. I do have the power wheel pretty much all the way up, but it's shooting those at, like I said in that video earlier today, 908 feet per second, which is a really good speed for that Hades, and 29 foot-pounds. And I shot a couple of mags today, and I mean, it was still pretty close to, a lot closer to 200 bar than 100 bar. So yeah, 17.5s at 900 feet per second without touching the hammer spring. And you know what it's like, if it works, why bother with it? You know what I mean? That's kind of how I look at it. Those crawls for me are guns that I could go out to uh, hunt all day long with one of those, you know, and not really have to worry about packing an air tank with you or anything like that. So I like that. I mean, I like powerful air guns too, but you know, your shot count, you know, you're dragging a tank with you everywhere you go. And you know, if you're out target shooting or whatever, that's not a big deal. But if you're trying to hunt and you got a gun that's getting you 8 shots or less per fill, you know, you might not take that many shots in a day hunting, but you might. And then you're just kind of hosed. So, G-Man, I couldn't tell you if there is. G-Man said something about a rep in Georgia for Hotson that does repairs. There may well be. I don't know. Like I said, I just work on it myself. So Eddie he said he's thinking about turning that thing up, his Caden, to get some more speed on my 30 grain BBT slugs. So yeah, I know I'm just kind of starting to delve into the slug world myself. I don't really know a ton about them. So I do have, I guess I'll show you guys. Hold on. So you guys can get this to focus here. It look like it wants to, but a couple boxes of Nielsen slugs. They're 43.8 grain and 49.5 grain 30 cal. So I finally took the plunge and jumped up from 25 to 30. I got a 30 cal AEA Challenger standard that should be here tomorrow or the next day. So I'm kind of excited about that. Let's see. Oh, very cool, Eddie. Yeah, Eddie said he's a reloader and caster, so I cast a lot of my own pellets and slugs. That's something else I should probably get in there and start doing. You know, it'd be kind of cool to get into. I know a lot of guys that get in, you know, the shooting and stuff. They just start making their own ammo and making some, like my friend Andrew Kleinfelter. He's got he makes his own stuff and he makes some really good stuff. Travis, oh shoot, he's here. What's going on, buddy? The Beeman is made by SR Industries. I missed something. Oh, I don't. Couldn't say for sure which Beeman. Travis, how is it there today? Nice. Pretty nice here. Really cold this morning, but pretty nice now. Okay, good, man. Yeah, Travis said he's hanging out with mom and surgery went good and she's doing good. So he's a can't stop the pop, Andrew Casey Slugs. I'm glad to hear that, Travis. I know I tried calling Travis yesterday or the day before, and it was uh I you know, it's typical of me. I call it the worst time. He was at the hospital with his mom. So I felt bad about that, Travis. I was gonna elaborate a little bit more than my text back to you, but I was just like, man, just leave him alone. So I knew I'd get to talk to you at some point here. So Yeah, it's great here today too, man. Like I said, cold this morning, but it's really nice out this afternoon. Yeah. You get any shooting in today, Travis? I was running around my friend Greg's place for a good part of the morning. Yeah, almost only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, man. I know you always got stuff going on, so. Beeman Commander. I've never had one in my hands. I'm not. It definitely looks like a step up from like the Chief line. It looks like a little more robust, just a better looking gun all the way around. I would definitely like to get one in my hands at some point, but I've never had one in my hands, so I can't really say for sure. But I think it's definitely like I had two synthetic Chief twos and one in 177 and one in 122, and I've still got the wood Beeman 177, which is a nice little gun. But that Commander is definitely a better looking gun, I think. Ken, Air Guns and Pesting Channel. Thanks, buddy, for coming by. How you doing? Ken might have something to say about that, G-Man. G-Man was asking about the Beeman Commander. You ever had one of those in your stable, Ken? Oh, Travis said he will tomorrow do some shooting. He said he just tested out some new camera stuff he picked up cheap, so at least I'll be doing some editing later. So he's doing the Travis thing for sure. I still got to learn more from him. Let's see. Um, Ken says good on that. I think he's talking about that Beeman, or maybe just what I think I asked him how it was there today. I'm not even sure. William Faith, I just bought a Burna Pepper launcher. I love it. Pretty accurate, not as accurate as my Sig Sauer ASP-20, but it will do just fine. I'm 70. I can't throw a punch, but I can pull the trigger. Damn right, man. That's great. Uh, okay, Ken says you can't say I do when it comes to the Beeman Commander. Um, yeah, that Seg ASP-20 has always been a real attractive gun to me. I've uh, just never bought one. How does that thing perform for you, William? If you don't mind me asking. I remember videos. You don't really see a ton about them. They still sell the gun, but when they first come out, I saw some really nice videos on that gun, and it really looks like a good one. Yeah, I think so too, Ken. Ken said looks like a winner. It does to me too. It just looks like it'd be a good, like I was saying before, it's definitely a step up from the Chief line, and just looks like a really good solid gun. So see, this is why Travis and I get along so well. Travis says, pretty sure they're not supposed to be taken apart, and that's why I want one. LOL. It's like, yeah, I just can't, I think he's the same way. I just can't help myself. Oh, so William says he doesn't think they're selling that ASP-20 anymore. Uh, it looks like it does pellet on pellet, and the accuracy sounds like it's really really good with that ASP-20. So I guess maybe you guys out there that were thinking about buying one, maybe we missed the boat on that. That's okay. You look around like GTA and Airgun Classifieds and stuff. You can find just about anything you want if you just keep watching. So Want to talk to you a little bit about the website, guys. I know I did that little live yesterday, and excuse me, I'm sorry. So I did put up a website if you guys want to go there and check it out. It's still a work in progress, but Big J's Airgun, Big J's CustomAirguns.com, BIGJS, CustomAirguns.com. So that's all I'm going to say about that. You guys are going to get sick of hearing about it once I really get serious about it. So, oh, Sig stopped making them. Okay. It's really, I mean, like I said, when they first come out with them, there were some videos floating around out there, but I haven't really seen much about them since. So I think people really, when it comes to the airgun stuff with Sig, they're all leaning towards the MCXs and the Virtus and things like that. I think that's what most people are attracted to when they think Sig airgun. I think that's what they think. So, yeah. So G-Man says, if the Beeman Chief can shoot to 100 yards, Steve at AAC, why not more reviews on the Commander, especially a long distance shooting to 100 yards? G-Man, you need to stop talking about this gun or you're going to make me go buy one. I don't know. Yeah, because, the synthetic Chief 2 that I had in 177 was terrible. I couldn't get accuracy out of that thing. Saved my life. I think I had a bad barrel. The 22 synthetic was super, super accurate. And this 177, the Woodstock, I can't remember the model number. This Woodstock Chief is really, really accurate gun. They're loud, though. Really, really loud. I was really surprised at how loud they are. But yeah, now you're going to have me diving down rabbit holes on the Commander, on videos on it, going around and trying to see what I can find out about it. But I don't know if that. I wonder now. See, I'm already thinking about it. Like, what does it have that same trigger pack in it that the Beeman platform trigger? Because if it does, that's a huge plus. Because of the modifications are really easy to make it a really awesome trigger. So let's see. Oh, let's see. So Ken, G-Man, Ken says, G-Man says Ken will probably beat you to it. So I guess we got a race going on here, Ken, to see who's going to get their hands on the Commander first. So I guess I'm kind of misunderstanding. G-Man, are you saying that Sig isn't making any airgun stuff anymore? Is that right? Or is it just the BB pellet stuff? I don't know. Eddie B says, if you want a 100-yard laser, get a Stoeger Bull Shark. I shot my first 1-inch 100-yard air rifle group with mine. It's a 1772. It's really impressive. I got a friend named William Caskar who will probably end up watching this. He's in North Carolina. Really, really good guy. I've done some work for him on an air gun, and he picked up one of those Bull Sharks, and he really, really likes it. And then there's a gun shop up in Omaha called Guns Unlimited, and they actually carry Stoeger, and they've got a couple of them in there. I was really surprised at how hefty that gun was when I got it in my hands. I was like, this does not feel like a little cheap piece of crap. It actually feels like a really good gun. Let's see. Yeah, Ken, right? Ken says the low end air guns are not supposed to shoot out to 100. That would not look good for the high end air guns. That's right. So you keep that under your hat. Maybe that's why maybe every Commander video gets deleted. All right. Thanks for stopping by, Travis. I appreciate it, man. I'll talk to you soon, buddy. We got to get hooked up and do one of these together, like we've been talking about. Yeah, the bull shark. If my problem with the bull shark is that okay. So G-Man straightened me out on that. They are still doing the AR, BB, and pellet stuff. So just no ASP. They shopped out the manufacturing to someone third party. Yeah, yeah, Eddie. That's I was gonna say it's just like that SPA 35, and which is a good gun. SPA makes some good guns. I got an M30B, and it's a really pretty impressive gun. I couldn't. The trigger is really good on it. It's a single stage, but it's really smooth. Uh, Super nice gun. Really accurate. Uh, Let me read that one from you again. Eddie says it's basically a SPA 35 Stoeger dressed it up and seems to have a handle on quality control. Yeah, I guess I haven't heard much. I know Manny had one and did a review on it. I don't think he was real impressed with it, to be honest with you. I think he had some accuracy issues with the one that he had, and that was the Stoeger. Uh, but yeah, like here in Omaha, Guns Unlimited, it's a $480 gun. So, wish you spent a lot more on one. But like he said though, he shooting 100-yard group in 177. So you can't really complain too much about that. You what, man? Geo or G man? And just waiting for you to hit those scopes. Let's see. Eddie, I agree with you on those barrels from Spa. Uh, I guess I can't really. Travis says false alarm. He's back. um, I guess I can't. I can only speak for the one M30 that I have in the barrel, and then I did polish it. But before I did any of that, I mean, I shot it quite a bit, and it shot well, and it did definitely tighten up the groups at distance when I polished it a little bit. I didn't go crazy overdoing it, but I had good luck with that. And I've also heard that from more than one person that Spa makes it's not a Walther barrel or anything like that, but it's a good barrel. I've had good luck with them. So let's see. He said my first GTA NUAH qualification was with a 177 Storm Rider. Spa can make good barrels. Yeah, that's something. That's actually a gun too that I was always kind of intrigued with. I just never pulled the trigger on it. So, but I kind of like it. I'm sure all you guys have seen Terry's tactical stocks over at Buck Rail that he makes for that gun. Pretty cool looking. I like I like both. I like tactical, but I like the more traditional look. And I guess if I had to choose between the two, I would lean towards the traditional look for sure over a tactical looking gun. I don't know. There's just something about the wood. Yeah, I don't know. I just opened myself up to some pretty nasty jokes right there. So fire away, guys, if you want. I can't help it. I like the wood. Oh, Eddie spent a lot of money with Buck Reel. Okay, so I can imagine what your collection probably looks like then, Eddie. Yeah, G Man's got the carbine kit for his chaser. I've actually got one too. I've got a 22 chaser. I've got two chasers left. I used to have several of them, but I've sold off a bunch, and I've got a. They're both in 22. One's a rifle kit, and one's a pistol. And I've got the pistol in Terry's kit. It's pretty nice. Okay, Travis. Well, whatever it takes, man, these days. You know what I'm saying? Whatever it takes, whatever. uh, da. Maybe I have 6 spa guns, and all of them have something from Buckrill on them. Very cool. I look at if you guys are kind of want to take a look. If you guys are aware of Krail, Krale, Krail Shop. If you Google that, they're over in the Netherlands, and they carry several different Snow Peak guns, and the prices are good on them. The shipping is surprisingly not as much as you would think coming all the way from the Netherlands. And from guys I've talked to that have bought guns from them or anything, um, they get here surprisingly quick. So that's pretty cool. Uh, I don't know. I don't know where Johnny's at. He must have forgot. He's probably still shoveling snow. I want speaking of Krail, this just popped into my mind, guys. So I don't know if any of you guys are in the market for air tanks for refilling your guns with, but you go look at Krail. They've actually got uh, it cost you about $400 to get it to you here in the U.S. I think a little bit over, uh, but it's like it's a 12-liter tank with it's got the valve and it's got everything you need to start filling your gun with. So and it's like I said, I think it'd be about $400. Now, if you look at a 12-liter tank here in the States, you're going to pay a lot more than that for it. So I think it is steel. I don't think it's a carbon fiber tank, but it's a 4,500 psi tank. So man, it's I think it's a good deal. I've been eyeballing it. I need to add it. I need a new tank, an extra tank to have with me now because I'm getting so much crap laying around. I'm dragging so many guns around with me when I go out target shooting and stuff like that. I'll run out of air. Uh, yeah, I hear you, Travis. I'm trying to sell some stuff too, man. So yeah, if anybody wants to go to my website and buy a gun from me, that'd be cool. uh, Ken from Air Guns and Pesting says yes, Krail has fast delivery. Have bought several guns from them. So that's a ringing endorsement there. If it's coming from Ken, if he says that, then it's true. So I've had so many things in my cart with them guys, and the verge of checking out and buying them. I was really looking at the Snow Peak M25s and was really thinking about buying one in 30, and then I kind of went back and forth. And I actually found a place here in the States that had the M25 and 22 for like $230 plus shipping. And I just didn't have the money. But I finally got the money together and went in there, and they're out of stock. And I checked back on a regular basis, and as of a couple of days ago, they're still out of stock. So Rail's getting 310 for the 177 through 25, and then they sell it in 30 and 35 too, and it's like 330 somewhere in there. So oh yeah. G-Man says I was on Instagram with Terry Buckrail, and he's working on tactical stuff for the Beeman rifles. He's got a lot of irons in the fire, man. He's a busy man. So which is good for all of us out here in the air gunning world for sure. Yeah, I kind of want to get one of those Storm Riders, just to throw it in that tactical setup. That same site that had the M25s for like $233. They had it's a PR900, which is, well, maybe it's not the PR900. It's the CO2 version. Can't remember if the PR900 is the PCP, but they had it for $123. I was like, and it's a spa gun. It's the same thing as a Storm Rider except CO2. So whatever that Artemis model would be, or whatever they call it from Snow Peak, I don't remember, but they're out of those two. I mean, they had the M30Bs, they had the M16, the M22. They still have like some break barrel pistols and things like that, and they have the some other stuff like that. But Now let's see. What did Ken say here? You should get you a 30 or 45-minute tank from eBay. Only catch is you cannot take it to a dive shop if the tank has expired. If you have a compressor that will fill the 4,500, it's a good deal. Yeah. Um, I've actually right now, in fact, earlier before I started this, I was sitting here looking at 45-minute tanks on eBay, and then the CGA 347 little fill station to go with it, and pretty reasonable. And I think that is what I'm going to do. Is that is a pretty good deal for sure. And their tanks, they're right at 15 years old. And I know some people are afraid of them, but I have been doing some digging around over the last few days on it. And I actually saw in the comments on a thread, I think on GTA, where there's a guy that has actually worked in the industry here. Sorry, guys, my brother-in-law was trying to call. Uh, um, where he said he'd been in the industry for 40 years and he's seen tanks rupture from being dropped or squashed or the valve getting snapped off, but in all those years he's never seen one of those tanks burst ever. So, and I think as long as they hold air, the seller that has them right now, they're all full of air. So I think I am going to go ahead and order one. I said it kind of in my live the other day about maybe buying a few of those and just checking them over and making sure that they're in good condition and holding air. I'll fill them with air and let them sit for a week or so, and then just make sure everything's good on them, and then maybe selling them on my website. So guys that are looking to get it into a tank to carry around, and don't have to drop 500 and up to get a good, a decent tank. It's going to hold enough air. You're actually going to get some fills out of. So I don't know what you guys. I kind of threw it out there the other day, and I don't know what you guys think about that. If people would be interested in buying something like that from me, but I mean, you can just go on eBay and do the digging around and find them yourself. But kind of my thoughts are is that I do kind of the dirty work, so to speak, on it and make sure that everything's good, and then then resell them. So let's see. And yeah, Ken, I've got my own compressor, so I'm not really worried about having to. I kind of was forced to get a compressor because my local dive shop said they wouldn't fill my tank anymore because it was too dangerous, and it's a brand new. The tank was only like a year old. It's a 9-liter tank, and they're filling aluminum tanks all day long. And I'm like, that carbon fiber tank's a lot stronger than those. Anyway, it was just whatever. So I ended up getting a compressor, which I'm glad I did. I don't have to worry about taking it anywhere. And the last time I took it to a different place to fill, uh, I had been taking it there after the dive shop, and they were charging me $8 to fill it. And then the last time I took it there, they charged me $40 to fill that tank, and I'm like, you guys are out of your minds. So let's see. G-Man, yes, the commander is 10.5 pounds. Uh, if he does an AR style, it drops two plus pounds. That would be awesome. That would feel like a miracle for sure. It doesn't sound like much, but when you're toting a gun around, a couple of pounds is a big deal. So let's see. ADB chasers are awesome. Oh, he tanked one, and he's getting 500 shots per fill at 7 foot-pounds of energy. I did the same thing in a 22, and I turned it up. I had it shooting 14.3 Crosmans at ooh, 750 keeps popping into my head. It might have been a little more than that, but hey, backyard air gunner, how you doing, buddy? Thanks for coming by. Joey in the house. So that's pretty significant. I know that's not like super high powered increase or anything like that, but compared to how they shoot stock as CO2, that was a pretty big jump. So a guy that I met, I took it with me one day going out shooting at this guy's place, and it's the first time I met him, and he just absolutely had to have it. So I sold it to him. Let's see. the dive shop that I was going to, Ken says dive shops won't fill past 3,000. The one I was going to would. It kind of made me nervous one time. I went up there to pick my tank up, and my gauge that's on, I didn't take my fill station in with me. It was just the valve, and they hook up to it. And that gauge reads an MPa. And the guy brings the tank out to me. He's like, man, I tried and tried and tried to get that thing up past 4,000. I couldn't get it there, and I'm like, well, that's all right. He said, I can only get it up to, 30, which is like 4350. But he says, man, I couldn't get it up past there. And I said, well, what are you talking about? And I looked at it, and he said, yeah, he pointed at 40 MPa on the gauge. And I was like, dude, that's not 4,000 PSI. So that made me a little bit nervous, but yeah, they would do it, but they don't anymore. So let's see. Okay, yeah, Joey, thanks for stopping by, man. If you guys watch any of my videos, Joey Backyard Air Gunner. If you're not familiar with his stuff, go over and check out his channel. He's got different things going on. He's got a lot of really cool air gun videos that and I've said it before in some of my videos. When I first got into air gunning, he was the first guy that I subscribed to. So having him jump on my live stream is, pretty cool, man. Joey's a really, really good dude. Okay, so Travis, let's see. I've thought about joining the local fire department to use the weight room and the air system, but I'd have to shave and probably fight fires. Yeah, that's kind of, what are you gonna do? You call in sick, I guess, when your beeper goes off or whatever they use nowadays. Yeah, probably have to fight fires. I know I live in a fairly small town, guys, and we got a volunteer fire department, and I know a couple guys that work down or they're on it, don't work there, but and they're old tanks. I asked them, what do you guys do with your old tanks? And they said they drill holes in all of them and get rid of them. And I'm like, well, that sucks. But yeah, G man, Joey's got the four wheelers, and then I think was it last summer. I think he was or maybe it was the summer before the go karts. Him and his dad really got into go karts. Now they're kind of into four wheelers, and I know recently he put up a video just like doing some trail riding and stuff like that. So awesome guy. Yeah, and that whole shaving thing too, Travis. No. Let's see. Eddie's got a 15 CI 4500 carbon fiber tank on his chaser that he bottled. It was pretty sweet setup. I just saw, and maybe I don't know if this is what you used, but I just came across it on eBay, and the guy's probably been making them for a while, and I just happened to just come across it. But the guy that's making a drop block for those that it screws into the back side of the valve. So if you guys don't know, on the back side of the valve, like where your CO2 capsule, I don't have one laying around here, but where it gets punctured, if you take that valve out, there's a little ring in there that unscrews. It's threaded, and that's where your gasket for your CO2 sits, is under that. So it's threaded. So near as I could tell, what he did kind of what I tried to do, but mine was really, really crude, but it worked. But he actually looks like he has access to some machines and able to make it a lot nicer, where it just threads into there. And the valve in those, you can pin them extra, but it's already got two bolts in it, which was another. The whole chaser platform, I think, is just a leg up on the Crosma stuff. Don't get me wrong, I like that stuff too. But the valve's already pinned well. You can add to it if you want. Some people might argue about not being pinned well, but I disagree. Uh, it already has a metal breech on it. Uh, the trigger just needs some adjusting, and it's great. Um, the Crosman stuff too is mostly just adjusting, but I just think it has some advantages. The barrel's good and solid. I'm talking about like the 13XX, 1322 stuff like that with the plastic breeches, and where you got to kind of spend up to get there, which is not a big deal. I know that they're kind of a cult thing, and it's a whole scene. I understand that, but I think for me, if you're a guy that's not working with a ton of money, and you're kind of wanting to get into that platform, the Chaser, that's the way to go, if you ask me. So let's see. Yeah, Travis, it's hard for me to imagine you without a beard. I can't. I've had facial hair for so long now. Like when beards came cool here 10 years ago or whatever, and all the guys started growing them. I'd been sporting one for 15 years by that point. I don't even remember. I'm afraid to because I think I would look super weird without one. So giant 8-year-old, oh, that's awesome. Eddie B. Froggy's Air Guns makes them. He's making them for the Bandit now too. Very cool. Oh yeah, G-Man's got a good point there, Travis. Uh, you can rock that porn stash for a few years. That'd probably get you a few more subs. Uh, you might be getting some weird messages then and comments, but it's part of the deal. Let's see. Travis says I had a mustache when I was in the military, and my wife really rarely kissed me. LOL. If anything, I could go Mennonite, and she'd be happy. Travis says Bud Light drinkers. Yeah. Um, my wife. We were dating, and I worked construction, so in the summertime I would shave it, and I think I always had some hair going on around here too. But she was dead set against me growing a beard. She's like, no, absolutely not. And then like I said, we'd just been dating for a while, and somewhere come across a picture of me with a full beard, and she was like, grow that shit now. Sorry about my language, guys. So she really she likes me in a beard, so that's good. Hey, see you, Ken. Thanks for coming by, man. Appreciate it. Talk to you. I gotta get you on the phone here. We gotta get you on here. Yeah, so let's see. Yeah, I don't know that Froggy's air guns, Eddie. I don't know if that's. I found them on eBay, and I don't know if that was the name of the seller that's making them or not. But if anybody out there is interested, look, just you can probably just Google Froggy's, probably Froggy's air guns, FROGGYS air guns. If you're thinking about converting your chaser or something over to an HPA or PCP, whatever you want to call it. It definitely, and that's the other thing too, that those again goes back to like Eddie was saying with the spa guns and the barrels. It's a spa gun, and they all. I take that back. I had one pistol, a 22 pistol that had issues, and I know I cleaned it really good, and then I just shot a whole bunch of pellets through it, and it ended up being pretty good. It wasn't as good as the other one, so, but out of like 6 of them, I think that I've had over the years, I had one that had kind of a funky barrel, but in general, and that was just because that's kind of the other thing too. It's a good solid barrel. It's not a straw barrel, and uh, and you generally get good accuracy out of them too. So that's another big plus to the Chaser platform, and it's just growing. They've only been out for a few years, and that whole platform is just really blown up. And like Terry's definitely helping out along with giving some people some options for different, different tactical stocks and stuff for them in. So G-Man said I've been rocking the goatee the last 5 years only. 30 years of stash only, trimmed neatly. LOL. Yeah. See, I know you guys, some of you guys might be like, yeah, you look pretty rough. But this is actually trimmed up pretty good right now. I guess it's been a couple of weeks ago. I went and got a haircut. I'm bad about going stretches. Like I used to do like 6 months without a haircut or a beard trim, and I don't do that anymore. But I'm trying to get more. I'm trying to go in more. It's just one of the things. I'll be like working, and I don't know, something that can get a little irritating when it gets a little bigger. The hair, when my hair is not wanting to, or my hat's not wanting to fit on my damn head, because of all the hair. It doesn't help to have a giant head either. So yeah, and when I was younger, I grew up in like the late 80s, early 90s was kind of, uh, like I was a teenager in the very end of the 80s and then in through the 90s. And, I wanted to have long hair. I was a rocker, man, and my hair doesn't grow down, it grows out. It's really curly and it just gets really big. Let's just say I wasn't much of a player. Hey, Eddie, thanks for coming by, man. Appreciate it. Take it easy. Well, I have not seen that. G-Man said, did you see the reviews from Ben on the BRK Ghost? Let's talk about it. Yeah, we can talk about it. I haven't seen it. I've been trying to keep up with Ben's stuff. Uh, I really like his work. Um, but no, I don't know. I've heard good things about the gun, but I mean, I haven't seen anything about it. So I wish I had a way I could. Wish I had another device here I can pull it up and watch it while we're while we're doing this. I'll try to think about that next time. Sorry, guys. 200 yards with pellets and slugs. Okay. Well, that does sound good. That's pretty impressive. Any idea? I wonder what. You know what? I did see that in the feed. I saw something about 200 yards with. It said something about pellets and slugs. So yeah, I just haven't gotten around to watching it yet. But it's pretty impressive though. In 30 caliber. I wonder. I wonder what the price tag is going to be on something like that. What do you think? Is $1,500? I'm just gonna throw that dart out there. Does anybody know? Maybe more. I don't know if it can shoot good groups at 200 yards. It might be a little more expensive than that. I'm hoping to be able to get out of this 30 uh, that I bought, uh, getting some good results. I've seen good stuff about the AEA stuff, so uh, I've never really messed with it too much. I don't know a ton of. I've learned a lot about AEA in the last couple of weeks here, so I think for the money you're getting a pretty good gun. They've got that standard in 2,100 bucks. G-Man says same price as the FX for that BRK Ghost. So yeah, that's off a little bit, but it sounds like a pretty amazing gun. I know it's a pretty good looking gun for sure. Um, but anyway, yeah, getting the AA stuff. They've got and AA is known for their big bore stuff. So and a lot of videos that you see are the big stuff, the 45 caliber and up. And but they make like that standard and the Challenger bullpup, the Challenger standard bullpups, and like 22 and 25 regulated. Actually, truth be told, I also purchased a 25 regulated bullpup, which is coming too. So I wanted it regulated to see what kind of, you know, how it's going to do. I'm left-handed, but it looks to me like the bolt will be at enough angle that it won't be digging into my face. We'll see when it gets here. G-Man said a lot less O-rings, so it's supposed to be more reliable. So the BRK Ghost compared to the FX guns with the probably like the Panthera. I know never had an FX or even shot one in my life, but I know one of the complaints I see about them is the air leaks, that there's like 150 O-rings in each gun or something. Somewhere in that neighborhood. I was like not exaggerating. Like there's in any air, every O-ring is going to fail at some point. It doesn't matter how you know what it's in. It's going to fail. So yeah, I mean, and I guess I would kind of take issue if I spent that much money on a gun and I'm having all kinds of leaky problems with it. And that's easy for a guy to say that when he doesn't have one and doesn't have the money to get one. But as a reason to be like, I'm not buying that. I'm not poo-pooing them at all. I've never had one in my hands, and I just kind of feel like unless it's an obvious total piece of crap, if you've never had the gun in your hands, it's really not for you to pass judgment on it, so to speak. So, any of you guys? I mean, I know. Well, it looks like we only got a couple guys on here. I don't know if any of you guys have FX guns or shot FX guns and kind of what your feelings are on them, but if you look around like Utah Air Guns and places like that sell used guns, I mean, they have pretty regular basis. You can find a nice one. It might not be necessarily an FX gun, but I was looking at an Air Arms. Can't even remember what the model of it was. Super, super nice gun, and it was like $1,000, but originally I think it's a little over 2,000 for it. So it was in fairly good condition. It wasn't perfect by any means, but it was pretty good. So maybe someday I'll get my hands on one. I know. I mean, they sell a lot of them. They're expensive guns, those FX guns. So, and they sell for a reason. Sorry, I just total mind blank there. I had comments pop up in front of me there. It distracted me. I see something shiny and it distracts me. So we all know that they perform really well shooting. So let's see. Yeah, Travis says, yeah, I want one of those. Yeah. Yep. The Ghosts were originally advertised at $1,700 last summer, but with inflation and great reviews, the price goes up. Yeah, I know that's just business, but I don't like stuff like that. I don't like when people do it just because they can, type of thing. That's not cool with me. You set the price and then their interest grew, so you decided to jack the price up. I just don't. I've never liked that supply and demand whole thing for what for screwing people is what it is. That's just my opinion on it. Sorry, I get animated about things like that. I just think it's lame. So even putting it further out of the reach of the common guy, I guess they don't care if it gets in our hands or not because they got enough people with money buying them. So, and that's fine too. That's fine. Uh, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I can get fired up about that kind of stuff. But now, yeah, G man, you got me. Yeah, the FX went up from 18 to 21, and what? So, and then let's throw the Epic out there, uh, which I think is right there too, a little over 2,000. I remember that. So, now I think all those guns are probably about in the same wheelhouse as far as the class or whatever you want to say. Oh, I was way off on the Epic, $3,200 for that gun. I probably have seen that G man, and it just blocked out of my brain because it was like, yeah, that's never happening. Uh, hey, Cyclops is here. What's up, buddy? Thanks for coming by. How's things going down there? Uh, Travis says I've got enough stuff for the rest of this year, and he says I try not to look too hard at new stuff. So yeah, it's hard not to, man. I got kind of sucked into the AA thing. I was like, man, and I got rid of a couple of things, and I had basically some money burning a hole in my pocket, so I went ahead and bought a couple of them actually. Uh, Travis says that's way out of my wallet range. I agree. That $3,200 for anything really, but Yeah, for an air gun or gun period. But yeah, it's but just kind of go, the whole gamut of price ranges on air guns, and then what you can do with them and stuff like that. And for your average everyday shooter, um, the guy that's going to be doing a little hunting or a little shooting in his backyard or something like that, we really don't. That kind of gun isn't really necessary. So, and you can buy a cheaper air gun, and if you're handy, you can do some stuff to it and get some pretty awesome performance out of it. I'm not saying it's going to be even close to any of those guns' performance by any means, but at least for me at this point in my life and my air gunning life, it's plenty. The stuff that I have. So, well, a little over an hour. It goes by so fast; it's crazy. Um, I guess I'll probably go ahead and shut down, guys. I know we got a few people watching here. I appreciate people coming by. Oh well, G-Man says the Scout Epic is on sale for $29.49 at Pyramid Air. So you better get on over there, fellas. Maybe we can all put in on one together and we'll just ship it around the country to each other. Yeah, G-Man said, hurry up. We'll pool some money together and see what we can get done, and we'll start a GoFundMe. Get a few of us involved with it. Travis is in for $4. Let's see. I think I've got 25 in my wallet right now. So all we need is about 100 more dudes, and it might take you a couple of years to catch your rotation with the gun, but you'll get it eventually. G-Man says Joe has connections. Oh man, you still on, Joe? What's the weather's kind of been a topic here. So your income tax, G-Man says my income tax return was 297. Plus or negative? I'm assuming it's plus. So we don't, our tax return, we're still getting money back. We got a couple of kids, but it dwindles every year on how much we're getting back. So like when the boys were real little, and I was the only one working, and I wasn't making very much money, we we kind of relied on that that tax return every year to pay for. Like I was fortunate to have a guy that sells cars that would take care of us on vehicles. If there's a breakdown or something, he would take care of it, and I could get all that squared up around that time, and just paying off bills and things like that. So, oh, okay. So G-Man says that's why I'm looking at the Beeman right away. So he's got 297 towards that gun. What's it even sell for, G-Man? What's that Commander go for? Is it right around there? I don't know why you're asking me about it. You should just go buy one and make some videos on it. I'm curious, man. I wish I had. I guess I could. I don't. I just like looking at my laptop over here. Johnny Mac. Now I got to hang on for a while. Johnny's here. 266 on Amazon. God, dude. Oh man. 266 on the Commander. Johnny, talking about the Beeman Commander. Have you seen that gun? Have you had one in your hands? What do you think about that thing? G-Man's sniffing around it pretty hard. 266 on Amazon. I was commenting earlier that I think that it definitely looks like a step up from the Chief line. It just kind of looks like a more solid, robust gun. G-Man says 10.5 pounds. Travis says, I did just flip a couple cameras yesterday. I could afford about half of it. Maybe my other stuff will sell. Yeah, G-Man. I don't know if he works for Beeman or what the deal is, but he's over here and getting us all thinking about it. See, yeah, now Johnny's got to go look at it too. So, all right, Johnny, we'll be here. Maybe I can open up another one. I just don't want to miss comments. Maybe I can kind of like not totally minimize this thing. Just kind of put it off the side. Let's see. Demon Commander. See if I can split this. Look it up so you guys just give me a second here and take a look at it. PA's got them for $249 right now in 177 and 22. Well, let me check to see if I actually have them. No, this stupid thing, go away. Yeah, they're both available. 177 and 22. $249. You know, that looks a lot like there's a BSA gun that used to be made, English gun. Oh, G-Man says now Ken is gone. You can find it on AOA for, hold on, I gotta switch back here. For Ken is gone, you can find it on AOA for 195 plus shipping. Well, that's, you need to stop telling me these things, man. Let's see. That really is a nice looking gun. But anyway, yeah, so I'm looking at it right now. I guess it does look different than that. The stock is similar. It's a Beeman, and I can't remember the model of it now. I think Big Dan did a review on it years ago. It was a nice looking gun. It looks real similar to that. Though. We had 10.5 pound gun. That's what's the size of the cylinder on this thing? Let's see. Oh, it comes with a scope too. That's nice. What is it? Doesn't say. It must just be a. Looks like it's just a 4032. Specs. Somebody may have already yelled this out. What the cylinder, what the tank size is on it. 3,000 psi. 10.5 pounds. It's wild. 43 inches. 3 for the loudness. It says medium. I don't see a cylinder size on it. Let me go back to my. Well, yeah, Travis had to go. He's going to buy one. I don't know. Pretty nice looking gun. But it's got that same muzzle brake or whatever you want to call it. There is actually a moderator in there. And I think it has 3 little baffles. But yeah, I couldn't find it either on the cylinder size. It looks like a good size one though. Probably, I don't know, 200, something like that. But that little moderator is on the end of that thing ain't worth crap. It doesn't work, I think. I don't know if Terry makes one for that gun. So um Johnny, let's see. Up to 80 shots, G-Man says. Let's see. Johnny says, I've been thinking about biting the bullet on a compressor, but I'm also thinking about spending the money on a pellet press or a swage. Yeah. It's I'll tell you what, I mean, I haven't looked a lot into the presses and things like that, but But man, that compressor, man, it's awesome. They're great to have. They really, really are. It opens up that world of having like a tank that you can tote around with you. But I know, I guess there's only a couple of us on here, but Johnny's been a hand pumper the whole time, man. He hand pumps that Marauder and that Armada. So, uh, Johnny says, I'm considering making my own pellets or at least having the ability so when the apocalypse hits, I'm set. Well, probably not a bad idea. Keep all that old spent target lead. You just you just never know. It's a crazy world right now, man. Uh G-Man says yes, it's the same size barrel as the Chiefs, which Buck Rail, yeah, they have a has. I think it's a 15 millimeter then. I want to say. I think it's 15 millimeter barrel on those Chief twos. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if, which one you're saving for, but I know like on the compressors, I've got a Young Hang. It's actually a Crew Works. It's the same thing. And I just kind of cruise around eBay, and it's really weird. You watch eBay on those things, and the price goes up and down every day on them. And I finally, this particular one got down to 185 bucks, and I bought one. I should have bought two of them at that price, but I went ahead and got it. And but I think you're typically going to spend about $300 on one of them. But a lot of the little oilless compressors are pretty close to that price anyway, if not more. And I know it might not be as portable as one of those, but uh, I think especially if you're investing in a tank, it's a must. You got to have it. So, G Man, because I have the GTX 3i and haven't used it yet. Well, how long have you had it? Just been sitting around. Better make sure the thing works, man. For me, it got to be with the hand pumping. I started getting into tuning and working on guns, and uh, some of the stuff you gotta degas it to do anything to it, really. And that's a lot. I mean, you gotta be really committed, man. You're like my first PCP was at 25 Gauntlet, and like when I sometimes I have to degas it to do stuff to it, and it was like I'd sit there and think about that real hard before I did it because it was like, man, do I really want to dump all the air out of this thing? Because that's 120, that's 120 shoves on that pump. So G-Man says he tested it a couple times. I've actually heard really good things about that little compressor. Uh, I think they're pretty popular right now. So I mean, I've got my Young Hang, and then I do have one of those little oilless ones that I bought. That was actually my first compressor. Was one of those little oilless job, and it works good for filling up the guns. I did right after I got it. I was trying to top off my 9 liter tank with it. Uh, it's similar to JTS being reviewed. Yeah, I'll talk about that here in a second. About I got a little input on that kind of thing going on. So I bought this little compressor, and it's a little, I don't know. You see them on eBay all the time, and it was like 250 bucks or something. And I thought, man, there's got to be a way that I can top off my tank with that thing. I just take it easy or whatever. No, it's not. It, it just. I've seen where guys have said they've done it, but they won't really say how they've done it. So this is one of the ones that comes with the external transformer, and I was trying to top that thing off, man. It smoked that transformer, just toasted it. So it was right after I got it, and that luckily you can buy those transformers really cheap off Amazon, like 20 bucks or something like that. So, but so anyway, the like some of these uh, guys are getting these Chinese compressors and they're slapping a sticker on it and they're charging way more than what you can buy it for on eBay or Amazon or something like that. And it kind of goes back to like with the the price gouging on some of the air guns because they're popular and the guys turn the prices way up on it. I kind of feel the same way about that. It's like that's not. I don't like that. And I've seen some dishonesty in the. Well, these are different. They're held to a higher standard or whatever when they're making them. That's just not true. They're just not. So that's like the when the Young Hang style compressors came out, and there's a lot of guys that were like, it has to be Young Hang. If you buy one of these other ones, it's not as good. And they all come out of the same factory. Mine has a steel plate on the side of it that has it says YH dash the part number. I can't remember what it is right now. I mean, they come from the Young Hang factory. So, but I will say you probably do get more of a warranty. You know, if you buy one from one of the guys here in the states, where you can actually get some recourse. Where some of these you buy them off line, you're done. So yeah, so G-Man, I'm sure you're right on that. The Smacko, the GTX, and the JTS, and a few others are all the same. Yeah, you're right, Johnny. And I know uh, some people might disagree with that and say no, they're different or whatever, but they're just not, folks. If somebody's watching this and they see this and they're like, "This guy's full of shit," I'm just sorry, they're not. They're just they come from the same places and they just have different stickers on them. Is all that it is. But again, like I said, maybe you do get a little more backing here in the states with them if you have a problem. With me, if you buy them off eBay or Amazon, if you're not buying directly from China, I mean you've got backing. I mean eBay, I don't, even if the seller it says in their listing, I don't accept returns. That's they don't have a choice. eBay will make them take it back. So it's the same thing on Amazon as long as it's Prime. They've got to take care of it or they're not. I bought a B3 one time from a seller and it was broken. The stock was broken when I opened up the box. And I went back and forth with them, and they were not going to do a damn thing about it. And I finally got Amazon, involved with it, and they made them. I actually think Amazon refunded me the money, but I don't think that's Hillary because they weren't going to do it. They were just going to hose me. And so, but yeah, I guess too. I've seen some instances with these compressors where guys are doing reviews on them, and they're saying that like this is better and stuff like that. And I get kind of offended by it, but then sometimes I also have this other thing that goes off in my head like, well, maybe they don't know any better. This is what whoever sent them this compressor is telling them. And why would they know any different if they're not really familiar with these cheaper compressors? What they're not going online and looking around to see if there's any other ones that look just like them. You know what I mean? So they don't really have a point of reference where us guys that are kind of on the lower end of stuff, we don't have a choice but to go look. You know what I mean? We're looking for that good deal. So, uh, and we can see that this guy's asking $200 more for it. And it's exactly the same. You know. Yeah. G-Man. Yeah, the 30-day returns are great on Amazon, and then uh, Johnny says that they've done really good customer service for him. Yeah, sometimes you got to jump through hoops for a little bit, but I remember my guy that I work with when I was going through this thing with the B3 talk about it like every morning, about what was going on with it, and like into the second week of it, he was like, "Dude, you're out of your mind." He said, "How much was it?" And I told him, I don't know, $70 or something like that. And he's like, "I would have just gave up on it." And I said, "Yeah, that's what they're betting on. That's what they're hoping I do." Well, I'm not giving up. I just refuse to. So yeah, it does happen, man, where we just get Johnny, where we get screwed, but uh, lessons learned, I guess. You know what I mean? That's just the worst, though. It's the worst feeling ever. Man, I just got hosed. Got hosed. Uh, yeah, yeah, be the exception to the rule. So yeah. I would strongly suggest that both you, G-Man, start using that compressor, and Johnny, get a compressor. So, and one of the things that I know, the tanks and stuff are expensive, but you can find good deals. Like I was talking earlier about buying 45-minute SCBA tanks off eBay and buying a CGA 347 setup for them. Uh, to fill your tanks. If you got a compressor, you can fill it yourself. But Timmy's here. What's going on, man? But what's nice about having a compressor and then having one of those tanks is when you're out shooting, like you're out target shooting, you got the tank with you, you're out sitting at the bench. Man, you hook that thing up to the tank, man. It's full, and you're shooting again. So it's pretty awesome. So, let's see. Oh, as far as compressors go, Johnny, talking about suggestions for those. Hmm. Yeah, G-Man, I should be thinking that same way about being a prepper and staying in shape. I got plenty of shape, but I should concentrate on that some more. So, uh, Timmy, how you doing, man? Let's see, Johnny. I don't know. You know what, dude? I'll do some poking around and see what I can find. I mean, I know you can probably look at the same places that I can, but this, if you're just looking to fill guns, one of these ones off eBay, the oilless ones, I know people dog them or whatever, but God, what's his name? Brothers in Air, makes his channel. Um, he's got a video. He kind of works in that. I think he works in that industry, like hydraulics and air, high pressure air thing. So he's got a video on completely disassembling. It happens to be mine's it's like a Hudson Spark clone, is what it is. It's the same thing as a Hudson Spark. And so it's a tear down of it and how to maintain them and how to make them last a lot longer. So I think you can get into one of them for like $200. Um, but if you spend another 100, or if you find that deal like I did for 185 on one of these Young Hang style compressors, I think for me that's the way to go. I mean, it's because then you have the capabilities. You can fill guns with them, and then you have the capabilities of filling a tank if you end up getting a tank. Where if you got one of them other ones, you're kind of stuck. So, but that's what I'd suggest is to get that, and then maybe get one of those SCBA tanks off of eBay and getting the setup. It's like, I think you can probably get set up for under $200 with a tank, you know. But so then it's just a little more freedom, you know what I mean? So, um, oh yeah, it's like G-Man and Johnny are going to be kicking it. Well, Timmy, what's going on, man? Jim said life could be better. I know, I kind of know what's going on, man. Uh, let's see. Timmy says I have a spark and it puts out a lot of water in the fill whip. That's why I stopped using it. It's kind of one of the problems with those, without putting in a bunch of filters and things like that. That style of compressor, period, whether it's a Young Hang or anything like that, you really got to watch. I did over the winter. I was filling with this Young Hang and like no water. It's very dry air. And then I topped it off the other day, and it was kind of where we were around like 80, and it was kind of humid outside, and there's definitely more water coming through the filter system. So uh, apparently Johnny still got snow up there. G-Man was asking where you were earlier, and I said he's probably shoveling snow still. So, but oh well. Timmy says I got over $1,000 into the wife's car And it's still not fixed. I don't know if it can be done. Well, I guess you're gonna have to throw that cattleman in inside that gun and put a box around it and send it to me too. I'll try to fix it for you too. Yeah, we're kind of going through that. Went through that recently with our minivan. This minivan we bought like 2 years ago for cash, and it's just been a money pit. It's just hey, we just put another transmission in the stupid thing, so I've got like $16,000 into this van now. It's ridiculous. So, oh yeah, cooler snow. Yep. Uh, yeah, man, you guys got beat to death with snow up there this year. We didn't hardly get any. I mean, I'm not bragging or anything, but maybe I am a little bit. But yeah, we didn't get hardly any snow down here. So we should get plenty of moisture. We've actually been getting a fair amount of rain too lately. So we've been in a drought here in Nebraska for several years, and we're actually getting the state I live in is actually in a good part of it was in severe drought. So that car's giving me chest pains, Timmy says, and a regular heartbeat. Yeah, it's there's no saying. I'm going to say it on here, and it might somebody else might. Well, I don't think it offend any of you guys, but if it's got tits or tires, it's going to give you trouble. So, oh, okay, G Man, so I can use it too. All right. Oh, sound like the wolves have been taking out all the deer up there. I'll bet with that. I mean, they're just everything's so concentrated. They're not able to move around, not able to get away. You know, I think anyway that would be part of the reason. But we don't have the wolves down here in Nebraska. We got tons of coyotes though. Yeah, man, if you can take some of them wolves out, that would be a cool video. It'd be something else. We have this thing here not too far from my house. It's called the Safari Park. I don't know if you guys ever heard of the Henry Dorley Zoo. It's one of the biggest, fanciest zoos in the world or whatever. But so they've got this safari park that's right in between Lincoln and Omaha, right at the 50-mile mark. And they've actually got wolves out there. But it's a huge enclosure. I mean, talking many, many acres. And they're never over on the side where the people are. They're always like, you'll see a paw sticking out from behind a log or some shit like that. You don't actually get to see them. But when I've seen them in like real wolves and like TV shows and stuff, and people are around them, and it's like, dude, they're insanely big. I can't believe how big those things are, man. Crazy. Let's see. Uh, wow, dude, that's insane. Yeah. So the deer they just cannot outrun the wolves. One pack of wolves had an entire herd of deer out on a frozen lake in town. In town, man. Oh, so the deer said, "Well, we're moving in, y'all. We're coming into town." uh, Jason, can you not publish the live chat? I can't delete the message. Yeah, I'm sorry, buddy. I mean, I'll delete it. I don't care. Doesn't matter to me. I don't think those live chat comments show up afterwards anyway. I don't think. So, gee, man, that's awesome. Uh, wow. So the deer just bedding down in between houses up there. Survival, man. Like we got to keep a few of us around and make some more. Wow, man, that's craziness. That just shows you how harsh that this wet winter's been, man. It's just When you posted them videos, man, and all that snow, it was just like, man, there's just no way. Couldn't do it. Oh, okay. Okay, Johnny says they show up about an hour after it's posted. Gotcha. I suppose they want to look at them or something. I don't know. Yeah, no, it's all kind of new to me, so I don't really know how all that works. But yeah, it has been, Johnny. Yeah, and it is, man. It is coming to an end here for that. Hopefully, next winter is a little kinder to you guys up there. I mean, hell, the mice weren't even showing up for you. So, which I think you said February is a rough month anyway. So, oh, if you saw that G man, but uh, okay, well, I don't know. Timmy says you can get rid of that comment. Oh, he said usually I can cancel the comments. Well, I don't know. I mean, if you're being serious, G man, I don't have a problem with that at all. This is just a BS session. We get done here. I'll have to wait for it to process and then go up, but then I can immediately go in and take it down. If you really want me to, I will. It's not a big deal. I don't know if you're just joking around or not. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe it was something about the him being a salesman for Beeman and the trying to sell us on the Commanders. Well, that's yeah, G man. I'll do that. I have no problem with that at all. We get done here, I'll keep an eye on it, and like I said, I can't really stop it from being. I don't think anyway. I guess I can go in and look and see if I can, but see if I can just stop it from even being processed and put up. Oh, you friggin' jerk! You know what? This live is over. This is over. Hook, line, and frickin' sinker, G man. God damn it, dude. You guys, I fell for that 100%. That's it, dude. I'm coming up there too with you. Yeah, we're gonna have this little talk face to face. Can you believe this friggin' guy? King Brick Barrel, what's up, dude? Glad you made it. Yeah, G Man just freaking sucked me in big time, dude. Hook, line, and sinker fell for it. So yeah, Johnny Mac, yeah, he's laughing. I'm laughing too. But I really did, man. I fell for it 100%. Well, the weather's been a little bit of a topic. King Break Barrel, how is it out there, man? I'm not falling for it again, G man. It's not happening, buddy. I guess you'll have to flag it or however that works on YouTube when it goes up. So yeah, right on. King Break Barrel's up in the Bronx. Yep. He said it's nice here in the Bronx. So things must be kind of nice around the whole country today. Everybody's been on. I don't know where exactly where everybody's at, but yeah. Yeah, I think that must have been uh, uh, that rain that came through here a couple days ago. Well, G man, did you really? Now I got to go see. Just sucking me in again. I guarantee it. But I'm gonna go look back here. Whoops. Scroll up on the comments. I'm falling for it again. I know G man's laughing right now. Do, 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 do. Timmy, let's see. G man got the number. Oh, that's what you're talking about when you can use it too. Write it down. I'm gonna delete it. Let's see. I'm looking right now, man. Road. G-Man got the number. You can use it too. Write it down. I'm going to delete it. I don't see it, G-Man. But I'll still do that at the end of this anyway, just out of precaution. So. Oh, okay. He was laughing at me about the salesman thing. But yeah, I'm scrolling back through the comments on my laptop and I don't see it. I don't see it in there. So I missed it. So if you want to fire that off to me over on Instagram, do that and I'll fire mine off to you. Or email me or whatever. BigJ'sCustomAirguns.com or Big J at Big J's Custom. Let me start over. Big J's Custom Airguns at gmail.com, airgunradio.com at gmail.com, or Big J at Big J's Custom Airguns.com. Or just message me on Instagram. That's probably the easiest thing to do. But yeah, I'm looking back through here and I don't see it. But I'll definitely. Yeah, that's right where I was looking, G-Man's right around that spot. Let me go back. Let me go back a little bit more. Go back a little bit more. Yeah, I don't see it, G-Man. I don't see it in there. But I'll like I said, I'll still at the end of this, I'll just make sure it comes down. No big deal. Just some people sitting around BSing. So. Oh, he says, here's my number. Well, let me get ready. Let me get ready. Let's see. Brick Barrel, are you still on? You still out there? You doing any shooting today or lately? What are you shooting these days? Oh, very cool. What are you shooting? I know you had, God dang it, that video you did probably a year ago now, but you were shooting that frying pan. Wasn't it a Hudson? What was it? Oh, you got the 357. Who's 357? Oh, AA Challenger. Okay. Oh, and you got the SL. I got one coming now. It's in 30. Same gun. Pretty excited about it. So. Yeah, no problem, G-Man. You send it to me over there, I'll get it. I'll make sure Johnny gets it. So did you get your Challenger yet, Leak Bro? I was kind of mad because I ordered mine. Yeah, 200 foot-pounds, dude. It's craziness. Uh, I ordered mine last week. They went out, left California. Anyway, I live in Nebraska, and the last stop for UPS before Omaha is Lenexa, Kansas. And those guns have been sitting there for 3 days. They arrived there Friday morning, haven't moved all weekend. And I just don't know if it's just because of how they were shipped. Uh, and UPS is looking at it, go, well, we can't let it get there that fast. They didn't pay enough. So I don't know. I don't know what the deal is, but they've been just sitting there in Lenexa, Kansas. I could have drove down there. It's like 2 hours from my house and picked them up, but. Oh, Timmy says that email addresses or phone numbers or anything will probably get deleted. Okay, yeah, I'll do that. I'll make sure, guys, that those get around. What break barrel are you? Did you get any ammo for that thing yet, or are you gonna try some pellets and slugs, or just pellets, or just slugs? Oh, so you already had the 30. Okay. I don't know, G-Man, on that Challenger Pro. I've been watching uh, a little bit of videos on them, and I was talking to Joe, and he was like, I told him that I ordered the Challenger bullpup and then the Challenger SL, and he's like, man, she got a Pro, but I don't know. I'm looking at them, and I got to be. It seems like a good gun. I don't know. I haven't heard anything about. I haven't dove that far into them yet, but I have to be completely honest with you. For the price of that gun and how it looks, I'm just like, I don't like how that thing looks. There's just something about it. I said earlier that if I had to choose between tactical and a traditional looking stock, I would go with traditional 100% of the time. So I know that, like, for the like the standard Challenger, with that, the Challenger Pro, you're getting got a way bigger tank and all that stuff on it. But I'm just like, I just don't like, and it's side lever, which is great. Why aren't all those AEAs side levers? Even the Challenger standard and the Challenger bullpup, and it has to be like a, is it the 35 brake barrel where they start being side lever? I'm not sure. Uh, I don't remember where they kind of kick off, but you got to kind of get into that big bore category to get the side lever. And it's like, you guys obviously have the technology to do it. Why don't you just make them all side levers? I think that'd be a big plus. So yeah, Johnny, I guess that, yeah, if it took it out before it even went up, it sounds like, because I never saw it. I saw the, you can use it too, and I thought he was talking about uh, his compressor that he's got. So well, it's good to hear, Timmy. That I know I remember seeing pictures of that. You emailed me some pictures of that I used in that one episode of Airgun Radio. Uh, yours is it 25? Your Challenger bullpup? I ordered my stuff through Terry over at Fox Air Power. I looked around, and really everybody that sells them, those guns that I was looking at, they're all exactly the same price. So there are some on eBay, and I was really looking hard at those, like AEA selling some on eBay. Um, yeah, Johnny, put that number up there. I'll give her a call right away. But anyway, so they're demo guns, and they're actually a little more. And you look at the prices, it just works out to more money than it is if you order it through Fox Air Power or the Pellet Shop. Utah Air Guns, or one of those guys. They all sell them for the exact same price. So I am anxious to get them in my hands. I wish it's kind of, I don't know what it is with some of these guns, like the JTS Aracudas and stuff like that, when the wood stocks, and it's like this big mystery on what the wood is. Like, nobody wants to talk about what the wood, actually is. The I was really looking at one of those Dargen threes, which I went down rabbit holes comparing those two guns. And if you guys have ever looked at those, I don't know what your opinions are on them, but I think the Dargen 3 is a better deal than the JTS standard. Uh, I can't speak about the Max. Um, but anyway, it's the same thing with that that Dargen 3. It's a walnut finish. Okay, it's not walnut; it's a walnut finish, and they're all good looking guns, but they must all be beech. So I don't know, which I don't, have a problem with that. If you love the gun enough and you want to spend the money or whatever, you can have somebody make a stock for it, or buy all the equipment and make it yourself, I guess. But let's see, Timmy. Yeah, it's a 25 cal. that originally came from Terry, and he refinished the stock on. I'm gonna go back and look at those pictures again, man. I want to see what that refinish looks like. Uh, oh wow! See, now this is just as bad as G-Man talking about the Commander earlier. King Break Barrels. Hotson's got 10% off of refurbished PCPs right now and free shipping on them. Man, I'll try to figure that out, G-Man. If I can just turn off the chat, or if I just got to take the whole thing down, I'll just take it down. I don't care. I'm not. I'm not worried about it. Which ones are Turkish walnut, G-Man? I talked about like 3 different guns there. Was it the DAR or the JTS? Let's see. Yeah, that M30B, dude, is a super nice gun. I really do like it. Uh, the problem, I don't think that the plenum is very big on that gun because when I turn it up, I kind of wanted to make a long distance slug gun out of it, but right now it gets a pretty good shot count. It's like I said, about 120 bar, and it's not bad. It's not great, but when you're trying to push it harder, man, the shot count just, I mean, it disappears really quick. So I don't think the plenum is very big in that gun. But as far as like just a hunting gun or whatever, I mean, at 75 yards, I mean, it's great. So, uh, but yeah, so and then like the M30B, I wanted to get and buy some more of them Snow Peak guns from like Crail, but the problem is getting parts for those guns uh, is really tough. I mean, it's hard to get parts. So it's like, Johnny Mac. Oh yeah, I know it. I didn't see that number ever pop up. He said, "Who am I kidding? I've never had a girlfriend." Yeah, do that, King Break Barrel. Send me that link, bud, because I am with the website and everything. I've been digging and digging, trying to find some inventory that I can buy that's at a good enough price where I can still sell it to you guys. I mean, I got to be try to be competitive. It's really hard to be competitive with like eBay and Amazon and things like that. But at the end of the day, when the kind of world that we live in or that I live in, as far as monetarily and things like that, while I might like me very much, I'm looking at the same gun on my website and then compared to over here on eBay or Amazon, where I can get it for like 30, 40 bucks less. If I'm in a position where I can buy it, I'm going to buy it from my friend on his website. But if I really want that gun and I don't have that extra money, I'm sorry, and I can't fault anybody for doing that. So that's why I've really been digging and digging, trying to get some inventory. Was working on trying to get some discovery scopes. Uh, I think that's pretty much fallen through. It's not working out. So, uh, the Hunter Supply or Field Supply Hotson's on sale for 25 to 55% off Saturday through Monday. Um, it's they a couple of months ago. They Field Supply did that. Joe sent me a link to it. I went on there and I don't think it was that much of a reduction in price, but Timmy, they're around 450. I haven't cronied one I've had them for a while, and I did sell one to a guy at work, and that's really the only one I messed with. The rest of them are just sitting in boxes, but I'm gonna say around 450. I think I might keep one. I really like how they look. I like that wood, that grip's nice and stuff on them. And it's magazine fed, and I guess if a guy really wanted to, you could buy one of those and then buy one of the uh, AR kits from Terry for the Chaser or the Airbug. Uh, the same gun as the Airbug, which so I kind of base my price off of that. I'm really making uh, zero on those if I sell them for $90. I'm making no money on those. So um, the Airbugs, I think $140 on Pyramyd Air. So the one difference I did notice about this Artemis CP1 is they don't have a safety, and I don't think that you're legally allowed to sell a gun in the United States without a safety on it. But that's how I bought them from a seller here in the States. So I kind of got that and looked at that, and I was like, you know. So basically, it's just if I can recoup. It's probably actually going to cost me a couple bucks. It's shipping them, so probably actually lose money on them. But I thought for $90, I could put a nice little pistol in some of you guys' hands out there if you're interested. So let's see. It also has pellets. Really, 22 and 177 for under 5. Definitely send that to me because I've been looking at some wholesale sites, trying to find good deals. Yeah. King Break Barrel says Field Supply does it once a month. So, well, Blitz for $5.99 and the Wood Flash for $1.99. Very nice. Yeah, they do look a lot like the Diana Bandit. It's the grip is different. I noticed that, but I mean internally it's the same, and apparently it has a little different trigger blade in it than the Bandit, or I guess the Bandit's the PCP, the Airbug. So I think the grip looks more like the Bandit grip, or yeah, the Bandit grip than the Airbug grip on that. Yeah, those flash. I always wanted one of them flashes, and I know they've had to reman or refurbished synthetic flash for like 179 for a while now over on Hotson's website. But well, the Bandit. Well, I guess I don't know for sure what these are pushing. They're all in 22. The place I bought them from didn't have any in 177. When it comes to stuff like that, I don't know 20. I like 22 also, but if you're looking for a little more FPS and things like that, and it's something too that I could go through there and turn them up a little bit, which is kind of my original intention was to go through and try to get a little bit more power out of them, sell them that way. But again, by the time I get done doing all that stuff, guys, I got time and everything invested in them, and I'm just really losing out on them. So, but I think the difference, so Timmy, is the Bandit's PCP and the this gun is a CO2 gun. I think this we called it closeout. So, well, maybe they're. Wonder if we're gonna still carry them, still gonna get them in, or what they're gonna do with them. I don't know. You guys know I like my Hotsons. I am actually selling quite a few of my Hotsons right now over on the website. So I've got a ton of them. So they're refurbished. I'm not really afraid of the refurbs, but if I don't know how that would work through Field Supply if you get one, because here's what I think with Hotson refurb guns. I don't think that they look at them because I've like I said earlier, I've got a couple of them that were clearly had like the Hydra, uh, the pellet probe, like you're pushing it, it's hitting. It was all wonky, flopping around. Uh, the barrel because they float because you can take them apart. It was kind of the shroud. That was one of the gripes I saw about that gun was that they would kind of flop around and your POI would change and things like that. And it had so there's a little where the pellet probe goes through the back of the breech there. There's actually a little screw up here, and you can unscrew it and you can take that little piece out where it goes through. Well, when I got it, I saw that right away and I pulled that piece out and I measured it and it was 0.26. And so I emailed Hotson and they kind of were like, at first, they were like, no. I said, they wouldn't answer me if it came with a specific one for each caliber. And then eventually, in the mail, I got a 177, the right one for it. So, and I actually made my own barrel band for that gun and put it on there because I'm not buying any modules for it. So I got mine is in 177, and I got those things done. And then also where how it sits in the stock, there's only one screw that holds the gun into the stock, and there was just a little bit. You could just tweak it, a little bit like that. So I got some of this. Here, I'll show you guys real quick. I buy this stuff. Comes in handy for different things, but just this mesh like shelving. You put it on there for grippy or whatever. And I cut out a piece to fit the inside of that stock, put in there, and that eliminated that. So, like I said, the barrel band and then the proper probe guide, whatever you want to call it, and that thing shoots 10.5 grain ultra mags dimes at 25 yards all day. So it's great. Let's see. Let me get caught up on the comments here. I've seen a lot, Timmy, too, about the Blitz having problems. Okay, King Brick Barrel. He says I have 6 Hudson refurbished, and they also so yeah. I kind of got sidetracked there. So what I was going to say is, so if I buy one through Field Supply, am I going to be able to get parts through Hudson for it, or is Hudson going to be like talk to Field Supply? Field Supply is going to be like just send it back. So whatever, because the ones that I've gotten that have had problems, the BT65, the barrel was jacked up in that thing, and they sent me a new barrel. D-Menu now. They were new, buddy. I looked. Sent the link to Riddick at OTS, and they were new and refurbished. Okay. Yeah, Flashwood a side lever. He would have snagged one of them. That would be pretty slick, wouldn't it? The Hydra is a flash. Except they got cut off where you can change those modules out. So I bought the Hydra, not knowing 100% for sure, but once I got it, and then you compare it to the flash, it's the same gun. So I really wanted, and I wanted the flash because I've already got the Hydra in wood. I was like, I'm just going to buy a synthetic one, so I've got it. But I've got the 177 Hydra. The air cylinder, I think, is a 165 on that gun. And so one of the biggest gripes I saw about was shot count on it. And so if you go, 22 and up to 25 caliber flash, I mean, your shot count, if you're getting any kind of power out of it, is not good at all. So I'm kind of like, I'm going to stay at 177 with that platform. So if I do get a flash synthetic, it will be a 177. I'm not going to step it up to 22. Okay, Field Supply will take it back. Okay, G-Man, thanks for hanging out, buddy. Send me that number, and I'll make sure that Johnny gets it. Okay, so Field Supply will take him as a return. That's fine. King Brick Barrel, I need to get me a 177. I don't have one yet. Yeah, dude, I know 177's not the most popular caliber, but they're really great for a lot of different things. I've got several, got a bunch of them. Like the Hydra, for instance. It's great, and it's tuned way down too. So I can't remember what it shoots those 10.5s at, but it shoots really great. My NPO3, my Crawl NPO3 is a ridiculously accurate little 177, and it can be turned way up too. My friend Joe, he's got a Marauder 177 that shoots like 80 foot-pounds. So you can do some pretty wild stuff just like you can with any other caliber. And then there's a resurgence that's trying to happen with the 20 caliber stuff too. So I don't have any 20 cal stuff yet. Uh, uh, yeah, there does seem to be a lot of modularity, I guess, Timmy, with the hots and stuff fitting on other guns and things like that. Let's see. Yeah, King Break Barrel. I do have. I know Johnny's got a Marauder and an Armada, and I've got a Marauder and an Armada too. And I don't like when people call Marauders entry level PCPs. I know people go, "Oh, that's you know." I if you've ever had a Marauder in your hands, it's not a $200 Beam and Chief. Okay, it's definitely a much better grade of gun than that. So I don't know why when I'm doing something like this, or I'm talking to somebody about air guns and Marauders come up, that's like the first thing that comes out of my mouth about them, because I hear people say that about them, and it's like no. I know I haven't had an FX or a Scout Epic or anything in my hands, but I'm telling you, I've had lots of cheap PCPs in my hands, and this is definitely a notch above that for sure. You got to get you one of those, Break Barrel. That platform is amazing. You can ask Johnny. I mean, if you I don't know if you know Johnny Mac or watch his videos, but you see the precision with one of those guns that you know they're just they're just amazing. I love them. I do want to regulate both of mine to try to get more, get a little more shot count on them, because shot count, and they're both turned way as up about as far as they'll go right now. So it's like a one mag, basically like a mag and a half, and then they start dropping off. I mean, it's just like boom, boom, on target, on target, on target. Next pellet's like 3 inches low. Like it's crazy. At least mine are like that, Johnny. I don't know about yours. I guess I notice it more with the Marauders than I have noticed it with the Armada. The Beeman QB Chief 2, Gen 2 and 177 is a nice gun. Yeah, I had one, and it was an accurate gun. Let's see. Yeah, the Marauders really are, man. Well, maybe that is maybe you can get that many out of them. Mine are both in 25, so I don't know what what the shot count is on them. I haven't looked too far into that. I've actually got written down here. I just saw it. Oh, it's right here. Friend of mine, we were talking about it. I gotta read. I gotta put my glasses on, you guys. Uh, quarter-inch vinyl tubing to replace that transfer port with. A little lighter valve spring. Put the power adjuster in 5 turns, then the hammer, uh, 3 turns. So all the way back it all the way off, and then 3 turns clockwise, and then maybe a JSR valve if you want to put a different valve in it. But he told me just doing those other things, which is all not expensive at all to do. He says will wake the gun up quite a little bit. So, but I know you can do some pretty wild stuff with those Marauder platforms. So, let's see. Wow, the Armada is just stuff that's pretty badass. Fell backwards onto a rock face and it still drives tacks. Yeah, that's the other thing about them too. They're just well built. It doesn't feel like you you feel like if I drop this, you're not instantly a turd rolling down your pants. Like it's totally screwed. You know what I mean? It feels like it could maybe take some of that. So I don't know what I'm gonna do with my Armada. I don't hardly ever shoot it, and it's got a Green Mountain barrel in it. So I actually got it all cleaned up here recently. I was like, I get this website up. I think I'm gonna put it up, or I'm just gonna put it out there to some people and see if anybody wants to buy it. And then so you know how it is. You start cleaning up something you're looking at, you're going, oh man, I kind of like that thing. I don't think I want to get rid of it. So Yeah, I bought mine off eBay used, and then it wasn't until just a few months ago. I've had it for several years, and it wasn't until a few months ago I took the serial number and looked it up, and it does have a Green Mountain barrel in it. So it's like, because the thing's a laser, So not that the 25 Marauder, that one was built last year, and the barrel in it's great. I mean, it shoots awesome too. So, well, guys, I'm over 2 hours here. I should probably get going. Um, really appreciate you guys hanging out, and uh, we'll do this again soon. I mean, I like just sitting here bullshitting with you guys. This is great. So I am gonna. Well, G-Man's not on here anymore, but I am just probably just gonna get rid of this when it does finally go up. So, uh, guys, thanks for hanging out. Um, King Break Barrel, send me that link. Um, I don't know where you're gonna send it to me at. If you're just gonna comment it on one of my videos or email it to me, or maybe through the website or something like that. Maybe you can copy and paste it into that messaging deal on there and get it over to me. So I definitely want to check it out. And I really appreciate you. Okay, yeah, email me. Oh yeah, we emailed earlier, didn't we? Or did we? I think I had an email notification about the first message. So yeah, I'm obviously frizzle fried. So I need to take a break here. All right, Johnny, take it easy too, buddy. Tim, see ya. Like I say, on that Cattleman, whenever you want to get it to me, I'll sure do everything I can to get that thing sealed up for you. So, all right, guys, have a good week, and we'll get back on here soon. So, Travis and I are supposed to do one together again, so I just haven't got that nailed down, but we will. So, all right, guys, talk to you later. Thanks for hanging out. See ya.